provided by
It came a long way to be found by you. Find more, spend less. Home Goods. Go finding.
Is Olay better than your clean beauty? Olay has 99% pure niacinamide. It's derm tested, and now it's cleanest formula with hydration that beats the $400 cream. Tried, tested, never bested. Shop at Olay.com.
Honey, you have a lot of jobs.
Kids, you know I got a lot of them. My therapist says I should be celibate.
Oh, please join us tomorrow for our Nick Cannon exclusive. He's about to enter the world of daytime talk, and we have a lot to talk about. And we'll also be at the premiere of The Many Saints of Newark. It's a prequel film to The Sopranos and stars the late James Gandolfini.
Happening now.
While some Haitians are being deported, others are being sent to cities like San Antonio. Coming up, how local organizations are stepping in to help.
And as part of Child Passenger Safety Week, what you need to know when strapping your child into a safety seat before you hit the road. Next.
And even cooler and more refreshing come tomorrow morning. I'll be back to let you know how cool it's going to get in your area in just a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
At first at 5, a closer look at a migrant encampment in Del Rio right now. This is an up-close look.
This is where thousands of people are still waiting for their next move. Many of them fleeing Haiti after their president was assassinated back in July. And of course, that big earthquake that struck last month.
This video is showing many of the umbrellas, tents, ropes, sticks, whatever they can find, garbage bags being used to form makeshift structures for people to stay in. Jugs of water seen on the ground, children and parents seen resting. After days of being there, debris and trash also piling up.
And at least for now, many of those families are stuck in Del Rio. The effort to get each of them home continues.
Is some of those efforts starting here in San Antonio? There are several groups collecting supplies to donate, others assisting Haitians passing through our city.
Tiffany Huertas explains these missions are important to more than just those who they're helping, including a local pastor with a close connection.
It's very devastating.
Local pastor Francois Smith was born in Haiti and is at a loss for words watching the images coming from Del Rio.
I love my people. I love my country.
Smith is also founder of Feeding Hungry Children Ministries that has delivered clothing, food, and other essentials to people in Haiti.
Haiti is not stable right now.
While some Haitians are being deported back to Haiti, others are sent to other cities like San Antonio, where they are being given guidance and resources to get to their final destination, and helped along the way by people like Smith.
Very terrible conditions.
Camilla Factory with Black Freedom Factory says they are coordinating with the mayor of Del Rio and another nonprofit to collect donations for migrants in Del Rio.
We're seeking baby supplies, non-perishable food items, hygiene supplies as well, socks, underwear.
Factory says what's happening on the border is alarming and enraging.
It is in our duty to reach the Haitian community and aid in whatever way we can, but to also bring to light the complexity of immigrant issues in the United States and the need for reform.
Factory says they will be transporting items in the next few days. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
And the city of San Antonio's Department of Human Services providing help to the migrants as well, mostly from Haiti. They are being released by Homeland Security, and so DHS is welcoming and offering them navigation services at the airport and then local transportation to and from a nonprofit operated hotel if they need it.
A woman may have fallen asleep at the wheel, and this is what happened next. She crashed into some stairs at an apartment complex in the 13,600 block of O'Connor Road. San Antonio police say the woman told them she thought someone hit her. No one was injured here, luckily.
2 homes, though, damaged, one completely destroyed, all by the same fire on the north side this morning. The flames broke out at the first home in the 300 block of Viendo Street. That was around 2 a.m. But it wasn't too long before those flames spread to 2 other neighboring homes and even a car.
We had a structure fully involved in fire when we got here, threatening both sides, left and right of the house, and equally threatened, but no reports, nothing to go on, unfortunately, for how the fire started.
No one in any of those homes injured. The family of the home that initially burnt to the ground says that they are thankful for that, even though all of their belongings are now gone.
In-person jury trials here in Bexar County set to resume next month. Administrative Judge Ron Hell announcing today that jury trials at the courthouse can proceed October 4th. Masks are still required for those not participating in court proceedings and sitting in the gallery. Jury trials first resumed in June, were halted in early August because of the surge in COVID cases. According to Judge Ron Hell, another shutdown could happen if there's another significant spike in cases. The FDA expected to authorize Pfizer booster shots today, but not for everyone. Here's ABC's Alex Perche with details about who will be eligible and how soon it could happen.
Today, all eyes on the FDA. Multiple sources tell ABC News the agency will say yes to a third shot of the Pfizer vaccine for millions of Americans as soon as today. If that happens, the issue heads to the CDC. Scientists there will decide whether to recommend these Pfizer booster shots to any or all of the following Americans: people over 65, people who have health conditions that put them at high risk, or frontline workers like nurses, doctors, police officers, and grocery store workers. Those third shots of Pfizer could start going into arms as early as Friday. In Ohio, they're desperate for the extra help. The governor says his state is seeing the highest hospitalization numbers yet for people under 50 years old.
The clear difference between these younger Ohioans and the older Ohioans is the rate of vaccination.
Nationwide, there are 90,000 Americans hospitalized with the virus, down from 100,000 3 weeks ago. But the COVID crisis in dozens of states remains at peak levels. In Alabama, for the first time in the state's history, there were more deaths in the year 2020 than there were births.
We are seeing a decrease in the number of patients that are in the hospital, but unfortunately, it's not because all of them are getting better and going home to their families and going back to their jobs. These patients are dying.
About a third of the nearly 9,500 virus-related deaths from last week come from 3 states. They're in Alabama, Texas, and Georgia. And on the heels of his first speech at the UN, President Biden hosting a virtual COVID-19 summit with world leaders today.
Nothing is more urgent than all of us working together to defeat COVID-19.
President Biden announcing that the U.S. will purchase 500 million more doses of the Pfizer vaccine to share with countries around the world. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
Feeling different outside today. Some improvements out there. High temperature today at 87, and that's just a few degrees below average for a change. The average 89, the record 101. And yeah, our morning temperatures are going to take an even bigger hit in the days ahead. You look at the preliminary high temperatures today, it's hard to find 90s, with the exception of Cotulla, high of 92, Del Rio, high of 92, preliminarily speaking. We could see another degree or two rise over the next 45 minutes to an hour. Anyway, 87 degrees right now, Floresville, Santa Maria, 89, Lakey, 82 degrees, 82 in Bulverde. It's comfortable out there, even Seguin at 84 compared to 100 degrees just a few days ago. Big difference. Clear sky, calm wind, low humidity. You know what that means. Rapid cooling this evening, good radiational cooling. I'll break it down for you how cool it's going to get in your neighborhood and all across our area coming right up.
Thank you, Adam. Our region's growth has a lot of impacts, and a decline in air quality is just one of them.
Our Samuel King joins us now. Sam, Bexar County just 2 days away from a milestone that officials really don't want to reach.
That's right, Steve and Ursula. Friday will mark 3 years of what's called non-attainment of federal ozone standards, and that means some new regulations will kick in. Now, the TCEQ says levels are still lower than they were in 2000. Nevertheless, experts with the Alamo Area Council of Governments say levels of pollution are on the upswing after those 2 decades of declines. The region's growth is a big factor when it comes to the change of more traffic on the roads and more industry in the area. Now, the most direct impact for most of us of these new regulations will be new emissions testing for vehicles.
It's going to more than double the price. It might add about 15 minutes to the inspection process, so that's an added expense on the time side as well.
Today, the WHO and the UN announcing new stricter standards worldwide to help with pollution. Coming up at 6, how pollution elsewhere is impacting our skies here and how soon those emission tests will be coming to Bexar County. Quick look at traffic this evening. This is 90 at Medio Creek. You can see some delays there as we head over here to the wall. Also watching things on the northeast side. Long trip here if you're heading southbound on 35, 50 minutes from New Braunfels to Loop 410. Steve, Ursula.
Thanks, Sam. We have a reminder. If you're able to donate blood, University Health could use your donation. They have a shortage right now. Platelets and type O are among the most needed, but all donations are welcome. You can schedule a donation online at universityhealthsystem.com, or you can make an appointment by phone. The phone number is on your screen right now. It's 210-358-2812. And all of this information can be found at ksatcommunity.com.
We also want to remind you about the annual Head for the Cure 5K run and walk. It is this weekend, Saturday, and your participation could help raise awareness and help in research for brain cancer and support brain cancer patients.
Here at KSAT 12, this event honors our former news director, Jim Boyle. He was part of the KSAT newsroom for 29 years, but lost a battle with brain cancer in 2014.
He is still missed. Head for the Cure Saturday morning at Providence High School. For more information or how to participate or donate, head over to ksat.com. And it's a day dedicated to safely playing in the streets of downtown. This year's Cyclovia is back in person after being virtual last year. The YMCA of Greater San Antonio encouraging people to get outdoors this Sunday. You can do outdoor activities at any time, but Cyclovia is from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. On Sunday, there's going to be exercise classes, biking, even live music along the museum reach route. You can find a link to a map on our website that shows you exactly where that route goes. There's also going to be activities at Roosevelt Park and Confluence Park. Wearing a mask is encouraged. For more information, head to ksat.com.
And with that in mind, it's Child Passenger Safety Week, and car crashes, the leading cause of death in children's ages 1 through 13. And while most families do use car seats, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says a majority of those child seats are not put in properly. Myra Arthur explains how to keep your kids safe in the car.
It's the first line of defense in a car crash, but car seats aren't always easy to install.
Each car seat is different and there's different ways to fasten it properly.
In the emergency department at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, Dr. Angela Costa has seen firsthand the dangers of children not being properly restrained.
When you think of things that like, wow, if we had just done this, the outcome would be totally different. It's frustrating. It's sad.
Infants and toddlers should be buckled in a rear-facing car seat with a harness in the back seat until they reach the maximum weight or height limit of their car seat. The straps should be at or below the child's shoulders, and the harness should be snug. A certified child passenger safety technician can help properly install the seat, and many can be found at police and fire stations. As the child grows, forward-facing seats with a harness should be used. Those straps should be at or above the shoulders. Put the seat at the correct angle. The manual will help you determine that. Then it's on to booster seats. Always use a lap and shoulder belt to properly secure it. The belt should sit low and snug across the hip bones and away from the child's neck, crossing the middle of their chest and shoulder.
Accidents do happen, so being as safe as possible before the accident occurs really makes a difference.
Myra Arthur, KSAT 12 News.
And keep in mind that your child is ready to come out of their booster seat when they are at least 57 inches tall, and they can sit with their back against the seat with their knees bent over the edge of the seat. The belt should still go across the center of the chest and the shoulders and across the hip bones. It's a new elementary school, and it will soon have a new STEM lab to go with it. The organization that donated thousands of dollars this morning, and why they say this effort is so important.
And plus, if you have an Apple product, you might use it to track your health, like counting steps or more. Well, what if we told you Apple is now working on tracking your mental health as well? We'll explain next. An algorithm to detect depression. It's what Apple is reportedly working on. The software would screen for signs of depression and other mental health conditions. The algorithm would look at users' health information like physical activity, sleep, mobility. Apple working with the University of California, Los Angeles, the company Biogen to develop the software. It's unclear when it will become available.
A local elementary school getting a new STEM lab, and it's soon going to be filled up with students with the help of SAS.
The organization donated $8,000 today to get the lab at Tomlinson Elementary going. That's in the Northside ISD. Today's donation is part of the Yes Grant program, which goes to developing innovative programs through San Antonio. Tomlinson principal Wendy Tiemann says the lab is going to bring so much to each student.
So I think the most exciting thing about the STEM lab at times is watching that creativity that kiddos are able to bring into that setting and the team building that they gain, those just real life experiences.
Tomlinson Elementary just opened this year. It's located off of Swayback Ranch near Galm Road on the far northwest side.
Can't you just see a little Adam Caskey in there trying to figure out the right way to make thermometers?
Yep.
You know, to put together.
If only they had STEM lab back then.
Oh my
Adam.
gosh, I would have loved it. You know, I had a biology teacher in high school who lobbied the school board to get a meteorology class installed that he could then teach, and he used me as the example.
Nice.
Excellent.
Would have been great.
Wow.
See what you did.
We didn't have enough pull. It didn't get passed.
Oh.
We tried.
I was going to say, and now that school's called Caskey Elementary.
Yeah. Well, what would our mascot be?
Oh.
Come on.
Thermometers.
Exactly.
Fighting thermometers.
Yeah.
That's what it would be, the fighting thermometers. All right. Let's talk what's happening outside right now and what's to come. Even cooler tonight. Get ready for a bigger dip in temperatures at the bus stop tomorrow morning. You're going to notice it. Humidity, it remains low for now. It's going to return, though, in the days ahead. Promising rain chances in the extended forecast as well with a return of the humidity. So let's talk about all of it, starting with temperatures. Where we are now, where we're going. Look at this across the state. This is nice to see. 78 Amarillo and Lubbock, 75 Marfa, Junction 84, Dallas 82. It wasn't that long ago that we were looking at this map and we were well into the 90s and even triple digits in some spots. Look at Rock Springs at 79, Gonzales 86. The warmest location is Cotulla at 92. Nothing compared to the 106 Cotulla was just the other day. So big changes out there already. Let's go to tomorrow morning. This is what we're expecting. Hondo, 53 degrees around sunrise. This is about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Gonzales, Pleasanton, 55. Similar in Hallettsville and Cuero as well. Canyon Lake, 53. Kerrville, Fredericksburg, parts of the hill country dipping down into the upper 40s. Closer to home here, Timberwood Park, 53. Bernie, I think about 48 in the morning. Lavernia, 55. Elmendorf, Lasoya, about 57. So we're going to notice that change first thing in the morning tomorrow. Even Helotes could be down in the lower 50s to start the day tomorrow. But we warm up, we see temperatures baby stepping their way back upward. So mornings will be back in the 60s by this upcoming weekend, and then even closer to 70 into next week. So the north wind today is starting to pump the brakes. It's not as gusty as it was last night and earlier, but it's that north wind that has pushed in the dry air, the lack of humidity. I mean, we've got dew points down in the 30s right now. How about that? It's been a while since we've seen that. And that's going to be the case through the weekend, okay? So you're not going to notice a return of the mugginess or stickiness outside until Monday. So we get to enjoy the lack of humidity through the weekend. Next week, different story. And when that humidity's back, give us more moisture in the air to work with, I think we'll have a disturbance to help stir things up as well. Here's the pattern right now. All the active weather, eastern third of the nation, especially East Coast, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast. We're watching this little dip in the upper level flow over the Pacific Northwest. This is likely to dig southward, and as it does so, cut itself off from the main flow. So through the weekend, we're going to be sunny and comfortable around here. But by early next week, odds favor this starting to push eastward into our neck of the woods, stir things up a bit, and that would favor some promising rain chances for the early part of next week, particularly once we get into Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday timeframe. And honestly, this far out in the forecast, I'm kind of shocked by the agreement between the global deterministic models that we look at. It's unusual. It's not a slam dunk, but we'll keep an eye on it, and right now it's looking promising. Sunny tomorrow, Upper 80s, the high temperature around here. Will make it to 88 degrees for the high. Of course, closer to the Rio Grande, near 90 degrees or in the lower 90s. But look at this, upper 80s the next few days, low 90s, not until we get into Sunday. And then next week, Monday, the humidity's back, more clouds, and some scattered showers and storms late Monday, and especially looking more likely Tuesday, Wednesday.
We sure do the rain. Thank you.
All right, there's a big difference between week 1 and week 2 when it comes to the Cowboys' offensive line.
Yeah, because of one particular player. When we come back, we'll talk to Ezekiel Elliott about that and how much of a difference he makes in that run game. And also when we come back, the Texans are telling us they're very impressed with their rookie quarterback, who will be their starter tomorrow. Coming up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
Randy Gregory back in the building today for the Dallas Cowboys after missing their win over the Chargers in Los Angeles last week on COVID reserve list. He'll be ready for their home opener on Monday Night Football against their NFC East rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. On the offensive side of the ball, having Zach Martin back after having to miss the season opener due to the COVID really helped the Cowboys running game, where Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott combined for 180 yards in the 20-17 victory over the Chargers.
It helps that much more. He's all-pro every year he's played, maybe not last year, but, he's definitely the rock of that O-line. In the run game, he's smashing guys.
How about that, smashing guys? When the Houston Texans face the Carolina Panthers tomorrow night in NRG Stadium, Davis Mills will make his first NFL start. This after the Houston Texans made the former Stanford quarterback their first pick in the 3rd round. Now, due to the injury to Tyrod Taylor that could keep him out at maybe 4 weeks, Mills is now the Texans' signal caller. Star offensive lineman Titus Howard is already impressed with the rookie and his pocket presence.
When he sits back in the pocket, he's already tall, so he can see everything. And he just delivers. There's one thing I can say about it. He's not scared to take a hit when he's throwing the ball, and you can tell. I think last week, guy came free. He took the hit, but he a quarterback. A lot of quarterbacks can't take a hit like that and just get right back up. He got right back up, came back down in that drive and scored a touchdown. So it just speaks a lot of volume to what type of player he is.
All right, kickoff on Thursday night is set for 7:20. It will be interesting to see if trade talks between the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Texans for Deshaun Watson start up following the injury to Tua Tagovailoa. He is suffering from a fractured rib and is listed as out for the Fins' next game against the Raiders. Miami will go with Jacoby Brissett instead. The owner of the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, has been reported to be very interested in Watson despite the baggage he brings. 22 civil lawsuits filed against him for sexual assault and inappropriate conduct during massages, a police and NFL investigation. But the asking price in the past has been too high of a risk for most teams. 6 players, a combination of either draft picks or players being asked by the Texans. And with former Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback Andy Dalton suffering from a left knee injury, Justin Fields expected to make his first NFL start this weekend for the Bears when they face the Cleveland Browns. His backup will be Nick Foles. And coming up at 6 o'clock, we visit with the UTSA Roadrunners, who will be facing their most difficult challenge this week when they travel to Memphis.
A big game.
Yes.
Thanks, Greg.
We'll be right back.
Look at what we're expecting tomorrow morning. This is what the temperature map should look at the bus stop. 48 Kerrville, 59 Carrizo Springs, New Braunfels 53. In and around San Antonio, low to mid 50s for lows. We're thinking about 57 for most of us. Then by the afternoon, upper 80s, but of course 90 degrees in the typically warmer spots south and west of town. Humidity's back on Monday. With it, the return of rain chances, but especially once we get into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Right now, it's looking a little more promising. We'll keep you updated.
50s. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thanks so much for watching the News at 5.
See you at 6.